What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what to expect in tomorrow's FOMC announcement. Is Jerome Powell going to hike the interest rates? I'm going to be showing you exactly what to expect and the levels that I'm going to be watching tomorrow. But real quick, as always, if you guys do find value in this video, make sure you guys are subscribed. This is my second channel. My main channel is Trade, so make sure you guys are subscribed to both. Smash that like button and let's hop into the video. Alrighty, so hopping into the analysis for today, you can see that SPY flushed pretty hard in the morning. We literally had no green candles. This was the only green candle until we got down to this retracement down here at 407.84, and then that's when we finally saw the bounce. So today was a pretty big sell-off. Now we're currently just stair-stepping our way up, but we're going to come back to the analysis here in a few minutes. Now, like I said, tomorrow we do have our FOMC announcement. As you can see, FOMC meeting 23 hours, 39 minutes, and 34 seconds from right now. So going into tomorrow, Jerome Powell is going to let us know, are we going to get an interest rate hike or are we going to get no hikes? So if we head on over to cmegroup.com, we can see that currently right now we are at 4.75 to 5. And looking at the probabilities of us getting a rate hike, 87.3% of participants are expecting us to get a single rate hike. We can tell that again because we are currently at 4.75 to 5, and 87.3% are expecting us to be at 5 to 5.25, so that would be a single rate hike. Now, on the flip side, we have 12.7% that are expecting us to get no rate hikes. What's going to be key tomorrow is seeing if these participants end up rotating over here or if these participants end up rotating over here. The Fed rate hike futures have not been wrong yet. Now that I just said that, it'll probably be the first time that it's happened in a really long time, but pretty much what this is doing is this is showing us what the market has priced in. So the market has priced in that single rate hike. And typically Jerome Powell doesn't want to go against what this is saying because he doesn't want to shock the market. So again, make sure you're paying attention to this going into tomorrow. Maybe the 12.7% come on over here and increase the probabilities of us getting a single, or maybe they're very quick to rotate over here to no rate hike. So make sure you guys pay attention to that. But I also want to talk about what to expect kind of going into the end of the year. So right now, again, we're at 4.75 to 5, and they're expecting us to get up to 5 to 5.25. Well, if we look at the December rate hikes, this is actually pricing in that we're going to start getting rate cuts going into the end of the year. So that's going to be interesting to see. You can see that a majority of traders, I think this is what, around 71%, if I just did my math right, are expecting us to be somewhere in between 4.25 to 4.75 at the end of the year. So again, just continue to keep your eye on this and see what we start pricing in going towards the end of the year. So again, this is just something that you can use to understand these FOMC announcements going forward. It's something that I personally look at every single time we have an FOMC meeting coming up. And then real quick, before hopping into the analysis on SPY and QQQ, in case you guys did not know, I do have a 450-page book on Amazon titled The New Age of Technical Analysis. So if you are wanting to learn more about my overall day trading and swing trading strategy, how to find bounces, rejects, support and resistance, Fibonacci, all the indicators I use, and so much more, make sure to check out my book, The New Age of Technical Analysis, on Amazon. The link will be down in the description. So now, what to expect going into tomorrow and based off of tomorrow's FOMC. The main thing that I am still watching on the daily time frame is this daily squeeze on SPY. So we ended up coming up yesterday and actually testing that 4,200 on ES. If you guys have been watching the videos on my main channel, you know why 4,200 has been so big. But as we see, we came up, we retested the area 4,200 up to 4,208, which has been major resistance. So if we are going to be bullish, we need to crack 4,208. If we crack 4,208, then I personally didn't have much resistance until around 4,300. And at the same time, it kind of looks like we're forming this little inverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. Sometimes inverse head and shoulders can form at the top of uptrends, which if that's the case, it's a continuation pattern. Our main thing though is we need to crack 4,208.5. If we can crack that tomorrow based off of FOMC or maybe going into the end of the week, there's a high probability that this daily squeeze will fire up. So this is the main thing that we want to watch right now, plus that daily 21 and 34 EMA. If we start falling below that daily 21 and 34 EMA and then cracking below these lows, there is a good chance that the squeeze starts firing back down. So that's what I'm going to be watching on ES. So zooming out to the weekly time frame, I've talked about this level a lot, just taking a basic Fibonacci retracement from this pivot high to pivot low right here. You can see that 418.50 was a huge area. We haven't tested it yet. We've gotten really close, but ultimately have not tested it. And then the only other area that I'm watching, pivot high, pivot low, is going to be all the way up here to this 428 to 430 points. So the one that could come into play this week is actually going to be that 418.50 area. Again, that 61.8% retracement. So if we start pumping up there based off of FOMC, I will be watching that for a reject. And again, that daily 21 and 34 EMA with the squeeze is the main thing that we want to watch on SPY. Now, real quick, heading on over to NQ, and then we'll take a look at QQQ. So with NQ, this got very close to that daily 21 EMA, which is ideally what I was watching today. Got very close, ended up bouncing. So I still want to see if we can test this area and make it support. We're still in this daily squeeze that we've been in since 419. So it's pretty much been half a month. If you guys know how to use the squeeze, that's why the 21 and 34 EMA are so important, because it lets us know the probabilities of which way the squeeze is going to fire. If we continue to hold the 21 and 34, there's a higher probability that the squeeze fires up. If we start closing below the 21 and 34, there's a higher probability that it fires down. So with NQ, what ended up happening yesterday, it tried to break this area, ultimately couldn't do it, came back, pretty much tested that daily 21 EMA. So based off of FOMC tomorrow, if we start closing below these two moving averages, there's a high probability that that squeeze is going to fire down. But if we start breaking above this high right here, there is a good chance that that daily squeeze starts firing up. If we zoom out to the weekly time frame and we start taking our pivot high and pivot lows on the Fibonacci retracements right there and right here, we have some reject levels that we can end up watching. So if we go back to the daily, one area that's going to be of key interest to me, especially because we could touch it based off of FOMC tomorrow or potentially see it this week, is going to be this 13,441.25 area. If we push up there, I will be looking for a reject. But then after that, I have no resistance until 13,626. So again, what's going to be really important is going to be paying attention to these daily squeezes, both on NQ, ES, SPY, and QQQ. Typically, when we see squeezes, it lets us know that there's going to be a larger than average move. A really good example can be the 1 hour squeeze right here, or even the 1 hour squeeze that fired down today. The squeeze is just telling us that price action is very condensed, and once price is able to break, that's when we're going to see the big move. I have some videos on my main channel, Brandon Trades, so make sure you guys check those out. But that is going to wrap up this video and what to expect going into tomorrow's FOMC announcement, as well as the levels that I'm going to be watching for the remainder of the week. As always, if you guys did find value in this video, make sure to smash that like button as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. Everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.